Hello everyone, welcome back to Anatomy Weekly. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting condition in which an extra skeleton is formed over and above the existing skeleton of the body. This condition is called fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva. Fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, which was previously known as myositis ossificans progressiva and is also known as Munch-Meyer's disease, is a disorder in which the soft tissues like skeletal muscles and other connective tissues like tendons and ligaments, aponeurosis, fascia, etc. are gradually ossified, which means they are gradually replaced by bones. This condition leads to bone formation of a whole new skeleton or an extra skeleton which remains outside the original skeletal framework. This new bone, which is formed, is called extraskeletal or heterotopic bone that has all the reasons to restrict our movements. This process generally becomes noticeable in early childhood and it starts in the neck and the shoulders, moving down the body into the limbs. An abnormally enlarged big toe combined with a valgus deformity is a usual feature found in these people at birth. This condition occurs in about 1 in 16 lakh newborns, and about 800 people worldwide are known to have fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva. This condition is almost always caused by a mutation in the ACVR1 gene and is inherited in an autosomal dominant manner.
With gradual formation of extraskeletal bone, restriction of movements become evident as the tendons and ligaments are replaced by bony tissue around the joints. Speaking and eating may also become difficult as the mouth becomes affected. Over time, people with FOP may become malnourished because of the inability to eat. Breathing difficulties as a result of extra bone formation around the rib cage that restricts the lung expansion may be a serious concern in these patients. Symptoms of FOP may vary from person to person, but abnormality of the first metatarsal bone, abnormal vertebral morphology, ectopic ossification in tissues and muscles, and limited joint mobility are the most common ones. For some people, abnormal spinal curvatures either from side to side, which is known as scoliosis, or top to bottom, which is known as lordosis or kyphosis, can be an associated finding. Making a diagnosis for this type of genetic rare disease can often be challenging as the condition can be easily mistaken with some cancerous growth. Further, tests such as biopsy can trigger a flare-up of the condition itself. FOP can be evaluated using plain radiographs, CT or MRI. The characteristic radiographic features include congenital hallux valgus, monophalangic first toe, shortened metacarpals, pseudoexostosis, that means ossification of the ligamentous insertions, and facet fusion of the cervical second till cervical seventh vertebra are the usual findings.
A thorough medical history, symptoms, physical exam, radiological evaluation, and laboratory tests to detect the genetic mutations are needed to make a diagnosis. It's very unfortunate that currently there is no definitive treatment for this condition, and this progressive and fatal disease has a median survival age of 45 years. However, a brief course of high-dose corticosteroids such as prednisolone, if started within the first 24 hours of a flare-up, may help reduce the intense inflammation and tissue swelling seen in the early stages of fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva. Other medications such as muscle relaxants, mast cell inhibitors, and amino bisphosphonates, if appropriate, should be used under a close monitoring by a physician. Surgery to remove the heterotopic and extraskeletal bone is extremely risky and can potentially cause painful new bone formation. So folks, that was all we had for you today. Stay tuned to Anatomy Weekly. Keep watching, keep learning. We'll see you next time. Thank you.